Hello and welcome to Across the Tiers. From League 2 to the Premiership, we'll cover every corner of the game in Scotland. I'm Ray Bradshaw.
I'm Jack Traynor.
We didn't even practice that. That was smooth.
That was nice link-up
It
play there.
was. Two gingers and nice link-up player there.
It was a nice wee 1-2.
Very much Heskey and Owen of the podcasting circuit. So yeah, it's a new podcast here at NBC Studios. We're going to chat you through all tiers of Scottish football. Now, Jack, before we start, I don't actually know what team you're for. I presume Celtic?
I can't believe we're 2 seconds in and you've just asked what school did I go to. We've just alienated half the country.
I was trying to work out with Jack had Traynor. I can't tell what school you went to.
No, so like usually if you're a Celtic fan you've got loads of middle names, but my dad was a bit of a dunce in school, so he decided to christen us just Jack Traynor, 2 names.
Nothing else.
Cut out the nonsense. But
So you're a Celtic fan?
I'm going to pretend I'm a Clyde fan just in case I want to sell tickets, but
I
did
go to the club that don't have a fucking stadium. Great shout.
But I did have a Celtic season ticket for the best part of 10 years, and then moved country the same season that we went unbeaten invincible with Brendan Rodgers.
Where'd you move to?
China.
What?
I know. I went and finished my career in China.
It was
me,
actually
Oscar and Axel Witsel
just a year to Shanghai Shenhua in between working at Asda Coat Bridge. That is incredible, man. Do you know about, was it Derek Riordan? I think went to China and left because he said he didn't like the food because the chicken balls over there are not the same as the chicken balls you get here. It's like,
I get it. I do get it. Like,
did you go watch any games out there?
I did. I seen Tianjin Tider and Tianjin Quanjin.
I think I've seen Tianjin play against Adelaide United in the Asian Champions League, and they all had little sticks, and there was like a choreography fan thing.
Yeah.
So it was all very odd.
I think Pato was playing.
Oh, nice.
And I was there. My dad came over to visit us, so I was there.
What was the standard like?
Oh, mental. Like, I got a Nicky bus because the guy in front of us smoked about 30 fags during the entire game. Like, could not. I was like, thank God this isn't going to go to penalties. What's this guy going to do when he's stressed? But,
extra time comes, you just put a patch on, like trying to.
But I remember Pato, the ball went out for a throw in, and I don't know if I've just like hallucinated this up with the Chinese cigarette fumes, or this actually happened. But I'm pretty sure he clocked eyes with me and done a double take. Just seen this wee 2 ginger guys in a sea of Chinese fans just being like, what? Why are you here?
Yeah, that witness protection is not working, man. Like, do you ever go to Clyde games?
I went when I was younger. My cousin's boyfriend took us.
Nice.
That relationship didn't last.
I could tell by the fact you said cousin's boyfriend. Like, nothing has progressed there. That was fair.
She's married now, but
he doesn't take you anywhere now.
No, didn't. We went. I'm pretty sure we watched a game against Gretna, which was.
I'm a Thistle fan. I went down. I saw us get absolutely spanked by Gretna about 5-0, and we were 3-0 down. We drew 3 each with them, but they had a temporary stand, Gretna. So if you scored, it was like wobbly. It wasn't enjoyable, man. You're like, how are you bribing your players, but you're not fucking building a stand? It was mad. So in terms of, we'll chat through all the leagues in a sec. Celtic as a whole, are you happy this season so far?
No. There was a thing came out the day about
they've cancelled the protest.
They've spoiled because they've came out saying, I think yesterday they came out saying that they're going to hold this meeting.
Yeah.
But like they like listed everyone's name who would be there, and it's Peter Lawwell's isn't there. But
Is it not?
I would just love to be sitting there and all the lights go dark. By God, that's Peter Lawwell's music. Here comes the money.
Oh, that's funny. I was expecting Undertaker. Dung. He's just got the cloak up, walking through.
Comes out with a big coat on like Ric Flair. Woo!
Chucking out random South American loan players instead of money. That is class, man.
So it'll be interesting to see if there's a full-blown civil war after that.
I hope there is. In my head, it's like a meeting at The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Where like Mr. Burns is going to come in at the end. Peter Law was like, "Well, accidentally, I've covered up the sun, so we can't do anything."
I reckon it'll be like that, or like the meeting at the Anchorman. Just everybody turning up and scrapping. Just getting the metal sharks back out and just launching them back.
Brendan Rodgers playing the character Brick, just going mental in the corner.
Just hitting people with his Gucci belt. Like.
So yeah, that's the kind of level of insight you can expect from this. So the plan is we're going to do deep dives, monthly episodes. We'll have special guests. We'll be heading out to clubs. You can get in touch on socials. get us down here. I'll put it here. I don't actually know which camera I'm looking at, so it could be down there. And if you're in a podcast, that doesn't make sense. Let's start off with League Two, I think, this year. So we'll kick off with League Two. What's your thoughts so far, Jack? East Kilbride, very much like winning the Lowland League, losing the playoff the year before against Traynor, beating Bonnyrigg Rose this time round. They're sitting, second in the league. Do you think they're going to do it? Do you think they're going to win it?
That peri chicken money runs deep, man. I think so.
So you've got a peri chicken, Black Rooster, Mick Kennedy's place. The assistant manager, Cy Ferry's just opened up his own Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
What kind of food would... I'll give you a manager, you tell me what kind of food or kind of restaurant they would own, okay? We'll start off with Brendan Rodgers.
Oh, he's like a 6 by Nico. He's very 6 by Nico.
He's small plates, he's sharing. He is sharing.
Big time 6 by Nico.
Derek McInnes.
Oh.
Just a chippy.
Aye. Sausage supper. No nonsense.
Right, okay, let's go for it. Jimmy Tulleen.
Oh.
Doesn't matter, it's closing down soon.
I know,
anyway,
I know.
Innit?
A wimpy.
David Gray.
Oh, he would be like... I reckon he'd go for something solid like a Witherspoon's burger.
No, I think he would be like Tom Kitchen. I think he'd be high end
Do you
stuff.
think so?
Yeah,
I've never met the guy. I've only ever like...
No, I just think he'd be a foodie.
Do you think he would be up there?
And let's go finally, Scottish football legend. Who was at your team, Clyde? Who was at Thistle? Ian McCall. What kind of restaurant do you think he'd have?
I think he'd be like a bowl of Coco Pops at like 10:30. He skipped dinner.
Ian McCall famously used to own pubs and stuff like that. Whereas not...
Just comes in burst.
Of all of them, that is so good. When you look at that league, like, how much attention do you pay to the lower leagues?
I'll be honest, not as much as I should.
Yes, okay.
I
Why? Because Celtic, you're having nice times. Stop focusing on protesting. Go elsewhere.
Yeah, I do like how we've just went. I do like how both Glasgow clubs. In the top flight. I've just went, do you know what? We're not in competition much this season. Let's just have civil wars.
We'll get on to the Scottish Premiership later. The Rangers stuff's mad. The Celtic stuff's mad. But when I like it, like I've support Partick Thistle. My dad's from Traynor. He's a Traynor fan. So I've always kind of followed the lower leagues. This past couple of years has been mad because you had Edinburgh City getting 15 points deducted. You've had Cali Thistle. You've had so many clubs doing it. How do you like it when you see a league table? What are you more fan of? A minus points or an asterisk next to the team's name?
An asterisk, because you know something's happened.
You know the secretary's fucked it.
Yeah. It was like when Hamilton Accies just bank transferred all their money to somebody else. Like, I love that as well.
They blocked me on Twitter for saying that.
Did they?
Aye.
I just when I'm skinning, I just send them invoices for like 400 quid. Boots and balls, just hope for the best.
Nuts and bolts and fancy goods, just straight in and do that. I with League Two, right, I always keep an eye out for Traynor. It's my dad's team. I probably go to maybe 3 Traynor games a year. A couple of players, I can't say their clubs because it'll be very obvious who they've done, but they've played for a couple of teams in League Two. They come to my friend show every year and we chat after, we'll go for a beer maybe sometimes. They all hate it. They all absolutely hate it. No matter what team a couple of them have played for, they always go, I'll go, how are you looking this season? He's like, shite. Like, you can't be shite 3 years in a row for 3 different teams as well.
Is that a Scottish football problem or is that just a Scotland problem?
Well, yeah, good point, actually. That's fair. I think when you look down that level, you're always on that kind of sugary peg because Edinburgh City, so they're deducted 15 points. They've worked their way back up already. Yeah. But then last year's Traynor and Forfar especially only stayed up because Bonnyrigg got deducted 6 points for a wonky pitch.
I know.
I've been at that pitch and I did not notice that at all.
That sounds like some brown envelope pass.
Oh, it's so odd. I did a thing, the East of Scotland football dinner, and it was teams like Spartans were there, Bonnyrigg Rose, and all the kind of like your Pennycooks, your Trinents. Yeah. I was sitting next to Ian Maxwell, the chief exec of the Scottish Football Association, and he used to work at Thistle. He used to play for Thistle. I've known him for years. So we were chatting away. Every single person that came up to speak to me said, "Oh, we enjoyed your set, whatever. Oh, by the way, I fucking hate him," and pointed at him like, "By the way, we're this far away." They're pointing at him. See, the 8th time that happened, I sat down and I was like, "He hates you." Went, "You don't need to tell me every time." He's like, "I can literally hear the entire conversation." So it feels like clubs at that level do feel like they're a little bit put out. Do you think East Kilbride are going to run away. They had some fascinating dealings here. So they signed Josh O'Connor and Mohamed Niang. I think Niang was at Thistle before. Where did they sign him from? Clyde? No. He was at Hartlepool, and I can't remember who else. They signed him and Josh O'Connor, and then within a week, those two players had signed for someone else. What's happening there? Do you think they forgot they signed them?
I don't know. That sounds.
What do you think? Mick Kennedy's looking at. He's like, right. 14 chicken fillets. And it's like, fuck, we signed a midfielder and a striker. How'd that happen?
Just on his like Uber Eats thing like that.
How does that happen?
Fucking 25% tip. What was happening there?
So good to see we chatted all the way through the football then. So if you had to go stretch out just now, who's your money on? East Kilbride.
East Kilbride, but I would like to see Clyde doing something.
Would you?
I would, just because I've got a wee soft spot for them, and I think it'd be funny if we do this podcast and I just pretend to support Clyde when you were a
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, from Dumbarton as well. They were obviously administration. They've got a new owner.
Yeah.
He's come in. They had a rock festival at Dumbarton last week. Dumbarton Rocks.
Literally first time hearing about this.
It was Black Sabbath. It was Ozzy. No, it wasn't. It was like random guys. It looked fun. But they seem to have bounced back quite well. I like Dumbarton purely because it's one of the very few stadiums in Scotland where if you can't get in, you can go up on a big hill.
Beggars Hill.
And just watch the game.
Where's the bit? Would you say that's the best Beggars Hill?
We've got quite a good one. Queen's Park. We played Queen's Park earlier this week. Their stadium only holds 1,000 people, which is an absolute joke. So we got 250 tickets despite Queen's Park not selling out their end. So we had pretty much more people out on the hill. I used to be able to watch... From the flat, I lived across the road from Lesser Hampden, so I used to watch the full game. So I used to watch Thistle Reserve games, sitting on my window, looking out, watching the whole game. And I put on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, how good is this? I can watch the game for free from my flat." And I was like, "You know, reserve games are free to walk in." It's like we can watch it for free as well. And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's quite demoralising actually."
Would you ever like just shut the blinds if you were outraged at something? Just
shout, "Ref!"
Chat in the window.
I wasn't that close. I'm not on it, shouting abuse at the
Tynecastle
goalie.
used to be bad for that as well. I remember going there on an away day and there'd be like people hanging out of flat windows, chucking like tins of beans
Tynecastle was
and all that.
Tins of beans.
Aye. I just remember a tin of beans getting
What, you
launched.
going to games in fucking wartime?
Yeah.
I get hit by a ration book.
Rations. Throw down flour, we've nearly got enough for a fry up.
Next up, we've got League One. 4 teams, kind of quite narrow at the top. You've got Inverness Cali after a points deduction flying up the league. You got Hamilton Accies, who we can get into everything with them. Stenhousemuir and Simo Alloa, all within 4 points with each other. It's quite a tight league. If you look at it right now, Cali Thistle would actually be 4 points clear without their points deduction. Do you watch much of League One, Jack?
I've literally this week I was like, fuck, I better try and watch
started doing
highlights.
it?
Yeah.
Have you got a favourite?
I'm going Stenhousemuir just because the guy for the wire.
Isaiah Whitelock, he's always tweeting about them and all that.
It's mental. I thought like I remember seeing that, like first discovering that on Twitter. The guy's got like shirts and all that.
Yeah.
How?
Do you know their other
How did
famous
that
fan?
happen?
They've got one other famous fan, apart from Craig Telfer from Review for the Terrace, who loves them. One other famous fan. He was in one of the most legendary comedy groups of all time. Any guesses?
No.
Michael Palin is a Stenhousemuir fan.
Who's
Him and the guy from The Wire.
That's all you need, by the way.
We're in a night out in Falkirk behind the wall. No, that bit's not true.
Oh, right.
But
no way.
But yeah,
sound like some Scottish football hangover.
Because
We lost Doug.
the idea of Michael Palin and
By the way, please subscribe so we can one day make that. That's
yeah. But I'm trying to think of other famous Scottish football fans. David Hasselhoff is a Thistle fan, so
Yeah,
maybe
I've
he's
seen that.
the one that's gone missing. They're trying to retrace their steps.
There's Mike Tyson as well. We could just get him back in it. There's a few photos of him with Rangers tops on and stuff like
He's
that.
not got a Celtic top. Oh, he's got a Scotland top on in one of them.
I think so. I've only seen the ones with the Rangers.
I have a feeling that'll get edited out.
that'll get him.
I just saw producer we
was
click,
like,
edit, no.
Hey, that's our bag. Our culture's not your costume, Rangers. That's definitely not going to.
That should. That is good. Michael Palin, when they won the league, so Stenhousemuir have only won one title in their whole existence. It was a couple of years ago they won League Two, and he came out the woodwork. You're like, oh, you big glory hunting bastard. So you get him.
Only there for the glory days.
Well, that's the thing. Steny, the top league just now, they've never been in the championship at that level. Ever. Ever.
Not even like back in the day?
No.
When it was
Not as far as
the
I know.
CIS championship or some shit like that. The B&Q. Was that not one of the old
No,
trophies?
they were always the cups. That was always the cups.
That's what I'm thinking about.
So you've got them. You've got Cali Thistle doing. I was interviewing David Witherspoon, who's up there just now last week, and he was saying it feels like the atmosphere is great up there. They're doing well. Do you see with Inverness, Ross County, teams like that? Does it feel too far away from you to relate to?
No, because they're both brilliant away days. So I've small part of me's invested in them because I know how good away trips they are.
Yeah, well, I'm not for a Thistle fan if you go to Dingwall.
Oh, mate, I love Dingwall. See, getting up
we were 3-0 up with 19 minutes to go and we would have got promoted and we shat the bed.
See, leaving a nightclub and then getting the supporters bus. I've started my day the day I'm going to the football.
And then what's the pub next to the Mallard?
On the train
Dingwall.
station.
Aye.
Oh,
Big
phenomenal.
beer garden.
Phenomenal. Get
great.
them back up.
Yeah, that's Roy McGregor. Do your job. Get them back up. With League One, you've got down towards the bottom of the table.
Cove
are struggling, man.
I always liked Paul Hartley as well, but
What, as a player, as a manager, everything?
I just supported him, and you were asking me earlier about what we think managers would eat for their dinner. What do you think he would go for?
Paul Hartley, he's vegan. He's got.
He?
I don't know. It feels like he could be.
No, I had him like picking a special fish out his beard, like.
Oh, I'd say Hartley is vegan. It's in his restaurant. Someone comes over to you, says it's small plates from End, a minimum of 7 or 8, and he's just fucking counting the cash. That's what I think Hartley is.
Piling them up like Yo Sushi. Like.
Imagine he's got a conveyor belt just in his team. Maybe that's why your team's not winning, Paul. Stop building conveyor belts.
17 plates a patty.
Well, Richard Gordon, who is a commercial director at Cove, I think, he said to me he thinks they have one of the smallest budgets in the division in terms of that. They've got legendary players. They've had Rory McAllister, Mitch Megginson, guys like that, who are coming to the end of the year, Fraser Fivey. It just seems like, do you think it could be running out for them?
Aye.
Do you think so?
I think, especially if they've got like financial constraint like that, there's already like teams in that like league that have got money to some extent in comparison to the other ones.
Who's got money?
I know Hamilton Accies have transferred all theirs.
Well, Hamilton currently can't sign players, so they were they've been put under an embargo, so they can only sign players under the age of 20 or on amateur terms.
That's mental.
So that is the two things they can do. So they had 3 trialists who looked like they were going to sign, and then they got put in embargo. So these guys have played like 3 League Cup games and then just had to fuck off and went down about. However, how old are you?
27.
Do you have any young pals that you think could play for Hamilton if they're short on bodies? You can do a shout out to Hamilton right now.
Young pals, get me in at left back.
You going to sign as an amateur?
I was 2009, 2010 Seafar Villa's most improved player of the year.
It was doing so well until we heard most improved, man. What's the name of the team?
Seafar Villa.
Seafar?
Yeah.
As in like the sea is far away?
Yeah, it's like a place in Cumbernauld.
Seafar?
I went there.
How fucking dumb a name is that?
I know.
You get there. There's no coast. Let's call it Seafar. Oh my word. I've never heard that.
Seafar, that's also where I nearly doxed myself there. I was there. I was also, we got the Fair Play Award. I'll bring them in next time.
What, for the club got it?
Because we got smashed at the air tournament and like, I love how we're talking about it, still talking about League One here, but I was terrible, man. I would be like, because I played left back, I'd need to mark some winger that had like posters of Ronaldo in his room. Pair of box fresh Mercurials. I'm licking Dorito dust off my fingers for staying up all night playing Call of Duty. Just out of breath watching this wee guy warm up. I'm like, this is going to be a long day.
I'd similar to that. I get paid years ago, me and Rob Deering, who's like a marathon runner, great comedian, to run the Inverness half marathon. And he told me recently, I'm not a runner. He told me recently, he was like, I was raging at you that day. And I was like, why? And he was like, I'd prepared, I'd ran, I'd prepped. Before the half marathon, I was taking 2 ibuprofen to reduce swelling. And I turned around and you were eating a Twix. And I was like, yeah, fucking fueling. That's what it was. And he said he got the cold for waiting for me so long. He finished 40 minutes ahead of me. I did. Were you a good footballer?
No, I was terrible, mate.
Were you?
Yeah, I just kind of, I liked it for the pattern and that, but I hated the competition. Like, I just didn't. I was like, we're at C4 Villa, lads. We were the Mighty Ducks. Every team I played for was the Mighty Ducks.
Well, okay.
Like,
Fat goalie.
Oh, yeah. But I remember going to play Syngenta, and they had like Nike kits and all that, and they played out in Grangemouth, I think. At the time. And it was just like, their boys were like, I think our tallest player would have been called Wee Man if he played for them kind of thing.
There's so I still play Saturdays occasionally, and more Sundays now. And there's a team in our league who is Glasgow on the Ball Development, and a lot of times they're bringing in like asylum seeker players, refugee players, and it's a nightmare to play against because they're all 6'4", 18-year-olds who, when you jump up, will catch you with an elbow by accident in your throat, and you're just I remember one time I was hungover, and I was chasing this guy, and I was like, "Why the fuck am I here, man?
Yeah.
What is the point?" I love a Meg. I love megging someone, and I shoot from everywhere.
If you've played in some mad like charity games and stuff like that, if you get who's the best that you've met? Have you got anyone sort of? I've megged him.
No, my first touch was in one of the games was stopping Lubomir Muravchik, not megging me. That was pretty good. I got skinned by Tom Boyd, who was like 54 at the time. I was marking Massimo Donati. And he scored a hat trick. He was really good. And I went, "You smell lovely," and he went, "Please don't talk to me." Walked away.
Imagine some of these.
Do you know who was a psycho? Sorry, do you know who was a psycho? A former Celtic player scored a hat trick in this game. I played in Chris Dillon's testimonial. Thistle against Celtic. Was a psycho. Took it so seriously. Midfielder, Scottish.
Oh, Barry Robson.
Yes.
See, he's got the eyes.
Barry Robson.
He's got the eyes.
I was shielding the ball out to go for a goal kick, and I kind of hit it off him, and he came in for like a solid 50-50 at this point. Maybe 60-40 in my favour.
Probably for like a hospice or something.
It was the beating. Can't chatty. I went to help him up, which took me a while because he's solid. And I went, "Mate, chill out. It's a friendly." And he went, "No such fucking thing as a friendly," and ran by me and see the next corner. I was like Stephen Craig, and I was like, "Mark him." Like, I'm not taking him, man. I'm not. Yeah, some of the times you get players who are incredible, and other times it's just
I can see a lot of them taking it too seriously, like really like enjoying the fact that they get to roll the years back and just
that's how
fly
they got to that level, innit? Like I
never had the mentality. Also was fat and asthmatic, but we'll put it down to my mentality.
Yeah, not that you're a phasmatic. I played in a comedians game recently, and
what's the standard like in that?
Mixed. I take it seriously, right? Not that I talk a lot, and in that game, so it was comedians against the Simon Community Homeless team during like street soccer during the Fringe. So the team is like me, Kai Humphreys, Mark Nelson, Chris Forbes,
That's an engine
Ryan
of a
Cullen.
midfield right there.
Do you know who was amazing?
Who?
Larry Dean. His engine was brilliant.
I could see that.
Emmanuel Sanubian goals, Elliot Steele, Ryan Cullen, like all that. Tom Stade.
Oh,
right. So
surely he's managing. I'm wanting a Tom Stade team.
Stade scored. We drew one each. He scored. I mean, he fouled the keeper, but he scored. And we went. Ryan Cullen got booked for taking his top off, celebrating. Well, we should have, but the ref. But I was like shouting like mad, right? Like really into it. And
yeah, I didn't.
I talk a lot. No, I'm like cheering people up and all that kind of stuff. And then at the end of the game, the guy from STV who's filmed the whole game for telly came over. He was like, "I'll just take that off you." I was like, "What?" He went, "Your mic." And I was like, "How long did I wear that?" And he was like, "Oh, we put it on at the start of the game." And I was like, "Oh man." I was like, "How bad was it?" He went, "Put it this way, we heard you call the ref a cunt 8 times in a charity game." And then Gareth Much came on, and Much said to me, so we scored towards the end of the game, it's one each. And Much said to the ref, in a charity game, by the way, the ref's not getting paid, "How long's left?" And the ref said, "I'll blow the whistle now if you tell him to stop shouting at me." And that's like, I bullied a ref into submission. But in that game, I heard, see when you're saying you like the patter, I heard the best slagging I've ever heard on a football pitch, where the guy I was marking was a recovering drug addict, and we're chatting through the game. He was a really good player. I megged him in the first 4 seconds of the game.
Nice.
Loose ball, not megged him. Next time I get the ball, fucking smash me. We were chatting during the game, and one of our players, I can't remember who it was, kicked the ball straight out of play. And he turned to me and went, "He's so bad, he makes me want to do gear again." Which is the best slagging I've ever heard in a pitch. Like, you can't come back from that.
I felt like that a few times watching some games.
Who was it at Celtic? Diego Laxalt.
Oh, mate, you took the words right out of my mouth. Laxalt, he's definitely up there. How did He had like a decent run at the World Cup, played like 6 decent games, and then everyone lost their mind about the guy.
His wee cornrows.
Oh, do like that. I like that Asgard that's got them as well. And
Yeah.
I do like a white guy with cornrows in the SPFL.
They feel like it's good when you get a player that also feels like they could be in diversity. Like that is what you want. That is what you want. So to round up, we think Inverness are going to win League One.
I like how we spoke more about Ryan Cullen's celebration than more. I'll go. I like Stenhousemuir, but I think
Go
Inverness.
Stenny. We'll check back in with them next month. And now we're on to my baby of a league, the Scottish Championship. People say it's the best league in Scotland, and it is, as long as you don't support a team in it, because that league is fucking awful at points, man.
Yeah, I was about to ask you who's saying that.
No, a lot of pundits do. Just me and my friends. So we chat about is the Scottish Championship. That is actually believable. They're absolute football losers. When you look at the Championship this year, so interestingly, I was hosting Off the Ball on the day the season started. So Kenny McIntyre presents Sports Sound. Came into the studio during it and we had a couple of guests on. I think it might have been Terry Christian from The Word and a couple of others. And we all had to predict the league's winners and things like that. And the pundits later on, your Billy Dodge, your Tony Dock, who's now a manager. I think Tony Dock did pick Ross County, which is very apt.
Insider trade.
Yeah, get him investigated. But I picked St Johnstone to win league. Kenny picked Thistle. And I was like, I don't think we're going to do.
Pick Thistle.
We lost 5-1 that day
I
to
know,
St
but you
Johnstone.
still need to.
No, you never bet on the team you support. Don't let your heart rule your head.
See, that's where I'm wrong.
Yeah. That's why you're still living in Cumbernauld.
Hey, I'm living in there because I don't have any money. Yeah, pretty much got that right.
CFAR, check Jack out, give him a shout. It's easy to find. It's fucking miles away from the sea, and then you can go in that way. With St Johnstone, I just thought Simo Valakari last year.
I really like him.
He played really attacking football. He also is quite well known in the Perth area to be in the pub.
So he also apparently they had like a team car last season, but they took it off him. And now he has to just cycle about everywhere. And that's like some Kung Fu Panda training montage, just cycling through the Perth rain.
No, that's a plot line in Ted Lasso season 2. Like, that's what that is. What they took out. That's wild. I think with him, they play nice attacking football. They sold Mackenzie Kirk.
He also comes across really well.
Yeah, he speaks really well,
I
doesn't
think
he?
he would be a sound pint as well. So you're saying?
I think I've heard from people who've had maybe a pint with him in Persia that he is dead sound. There's a pub, I can't remember which one it is. I'm sure if you're listening, let us know, because then we could film something there. Like just me, you, Simo Valakari having a pint.
It's a game of darts.
Yeah, he'd be like, Simo, have you had a seafire? Like
Scampi fry.
imagine. What is this? What? I don't know what I said.
You've never had a double.
Just teaching them what a half and a half is.
That would be a phenomenal idea. Just going around and finding out what managers in the Championship are the best pint.
So let's see who would be there. So
I'm putting Simo up there.
Simo would be great. Mark Wilson, I'm not sure. Thistle, he'd be
I
okay.
think he lives in Cumbernauld.
Does he?
Aye.
He's been in my. He's in the
Shout out.
behind the camera. That was honestly one of the whitest things I've ever seen in my life. How are you
Shout
going
out
from
Mark Wilson?
He goes to my gym. Like we can give
He
him a
might
shit.
know. He might. I think he maybe done at one point.
That's the kind of insight you
Yeah,
get in this
that's the
podcast. So Mark Wilson be sound for a pint. If we go through the others, I'm not sure who else would be. I both get joint managers, so yeah, you're not paid for two. You
No.
can't do that. Rafe Rovers, Barry Robson.
Yous would end up having afters, I think. There'd be a bit of needle.
I thought you were going to say kissing.
Maybe, who knows? They get promoted, you never know.
I hope they don't. I've got beef with Rafe Rovers just purely because of the wee cartoon drawings they do. So they beat us in the playoffs 2 years ago, and then we got there last year and they didn't put the wee cartoon up. It was like them standing over Kingsley. It's like, of all people, don't pick on Kingsley, man.
I reckon out of all the mascots, he would smash most of them as well.
Well, I think people say Partick Thistle is a middle class club. I disagree with that. Apart from the fact our mascot is played by a guy who is an accountant. Which
that guy's got another. Surely the Kingsley money just runs deep. I would be in that. I would be in that thing every day.
I remember when I was growing up, they taught us about Big Pharma and Big Kingsley, and they were the two things that funded the economy.
Who was it before? I can't remember a world before Kingsley.
We had PT, who was like a bird. We had what was it called, like Jaggy Thistle or something like that. The best one was the Paisley Panda. Are you aware of the Paisley Panda?
No.
Paisley Panda was phenomenal, man. I remember going to. He got banned because he was like pretending to shoot like Morton fans or something like that. He came out in a tank once. One time, I swear to God, Thistle were playing St Mirren. It might have been when we won the league at Love Street, maybe 2001, 2002. Paisley Panda come out and he's dressed like Ali G. Like a panda as Ali G with a sports bag. He puts the sports bag down and I swear to God, Jack, he opens up. What's in the bag, do you think?
I don't know.
A smaller panda dressed as Ali G. A child or something.
Fuck, that would be my second guess.
It was so good.
That's what I like. Scottish football and the absurdity of things like that. There's no other league that will match it in the world.
No, I think a lot of, especially when you go down south, there's still a lot of money when you go down to League One, League Two. I remember I went to Preston against West Brom or something like that last year, and it was like 30 something quid to get in. Like, why are we doing this? Yeah.
Plus, you've got loads of people like mad billionaires and stuff just buying teams and taking a punt on them.
Well,
like
Americans
Sunderland and stuff like that.
or Tom Brady, Birmingham and stuff like that. Do you think any American sports star would ever buy a team in Scotland?
David Hasselhoff.
Yeah,
I could see him.
He's not got money. He's not got money.
How much would Partick even set you back?
With Thistle, we're fan owned, so you'd have to buy us all out.
Oh, that's some of you've got a couple of clicks.
So it would depend. It depends on. I think it would all depend on like tennis club prices in the local area. See how much money we need. But I think with this as well, the fan ownership's great. So when we played Celtic recently, we did a vote to see whether you wanted to give Celtic more seats or not. We did, and most of the fans, like younger fans didn't, older fans did. We make extra money, and that could be a player further down the line. We actually, in doing that, we signed Sean McCardle from Celtic on loan yesterday, which seems like we might have done a little. It's funny, Mark Wilson, we've now got 3 players on loan from Celtic.
Aye.
And it's definitely a thing of he's just phoning people he knows. Do you know who our assistant manager is?
No, who is
Alex Ray. And he is not phoning anyone at Rangers by the sound of it.
They've blocked his number.
Yeah, they've said his brogues weren't shady enough and he's not allowed to have it.
I always live when that happens because like it happens with Celtic, Man City as well because you like with the Lawwells. Is that pussy? I know we'll go on and it's probably going to get us demonetised, but there's something a bit
Simpson pussy.
Yeah. There's something a bit
It's yellow.
There's something. Something a bit fishy about that signing, let's just say.
Yeah, let's not clip that. Out of context, that is cancelable. We mentioned Ross County, so already they've sacked Dom Cowie.
Yeah.
They didn't, like, obviously coming down the playoffs last year. They backed him. They signed big in the summer. Declan Gallagher, Scotland internationalist.
We were going over their squad, like the size of their squad.
They've got 29 players in their squad just now.
For a championship seems insane.
It's wild. We had 5 on the bench on Tuesday night. We've put a couple of young guys like Thomas Horn has gone on loan up to Peterhead, and a couple of guys out like Rico Diax, and I think he's at Kelty, and I can't remember others. So we put players out to get that. Whereas 29 players, how we like funding that? Roy McGregor must be burning a hole in his pocket. They brought in Tony Dock with Callum Davidson, former Scottish Cup winner, as an assistant. Yeah. Do you think they will start building their way up?
I think so. It's just like terms of times getting settled and stuff like that. And then plus January, you never know what they'll do then. They might offload folk, get other people in.
They'll have to spend big again in January to try to do it.
I think this January is going to be really interesting across the whole board because there's a lot of teams that are sort of just trying to get there to see what happens.
Yeah. I think as well with County, it's not like they're trying to avoid relegation. They are trying to get back up.
Yeah. And
they're spending money, so they have to do that. Gary Mackay-Stevens there. So you got Scottish international Ross Docherty, captain Dundee United last year. They kept Ronan Hale, who lots of clubs were linked with, who was scoring goals. I think he got 15 goals in the top flight last year. And then they're still not doing it. The other team down there are Arbroath, Queen's Park, who I thought were going to fall away. You had Willie Hockey pulling out all his money. You had all kind of weird family members who were on the board. I think as a whole, I genuinely thought it was going to be Queen's Park and Arbroath down there. Out of the two, have you got a preference to get relegated? Let's throw you under the bus. Queen's Park or Arbroath? Why so?
I just like there being less teams in Glasgow in the top flight.
You know we're not in the top flight.
No, I know, but like
you want them far away from it, yeah.
As due to Celtic and Rangers being bad this season, people are talking down on us, and we need to cement our place as being the only 2 clubs in Glasgow.
No. I fucking hate both of them. So one last thing we'll mention is...
I do like Arbroath as well. I like their management team and stuff.
And what song do you like about them? You were going to sing fucking Pharrell Williams.
I was about to bust into something there.
It might seem crazy. That famous Arbroath
Because
anthem.
I'm happy by Arbroath.
By Dick Campbell.
I do wee soft spot for them, so I'd like them to stay up.
Right, okay. And
What
finally,
about yourself?
I'd like Queen's Park to go down. Josh McPake was someone who I was speaking to, someone who's his agent actually. And Josh McPake has floated around all the kind of leagues. He is flying at St Johnstone. They beat Elgin 8-0 or 8-1 in the League Cup at the start of the season. And I watched the highlights. And I can't remember how many he scored, how many he assisted that game. He looked like he was playing for fun. When you look at the Championship, do you think that is a place where players can move up and kind of go into the Scottish Premiership? Or do you think they're angling for that big money move to England?
It's not even England now, it's Italy. Which I've got a theory that the Italians teams just keep stealing our players because they've caught wind of what we've done with the pizza crunch. So like, no, we need. You
know the speciality food in Naples?
Is it Tennant Super?
It's Tennant Super and deep fried pizza.
Come on,
I swear they do a deep fried pizza.
Assimilate in about half an hour if you go there.
Scott McTominay and Billy Gilmore turned up. Billy Gilmore's like, am I on fucking earth? What has happened?
No, definitely. I think a lot of it is a league that's sometimes seen as a bit of a stepping stone league. People are looking for bigger moves, both in Scotland and down south and stuff like that. And obviously with the rise and people going to Italy and shit like that. It's a shame, but because like other championships, like the English one and stuff like that.
There's so much money. They're saying
I know,
guys like Jay Stanfield moved for 10-11 million pounds to Birmingham when he's in League One. Like, how is that happening?
It's players knocking back top flight clubs in our league to go there. Like, it's insane. So I would like to see it getting like bigger. Don't know how you would do that.
I think there's wee gems to be found. We've signed like Sosa from, he was at Celtic before he went to Lommel. He's come back over. The Thistle fans have come up with the best song I've heard in ages for him. So it's Lusosa, and I took my son to the games, and he was like, what are they singing? And what they do is they sing Tequila, but change it to Lusosa. And it goes on for really so long, and then everyone just goes, Lusosa! And I was like, that is football. I forgotten the word.
Heritage.
Thank you.
There we go. Back 1-2 there. What would you say that's your favourite chant?
No. My favourite, it wasn't really a chant. It was a guy at a football game, Thistle Kelly. Alan Mahood was playing for Kelly, and I think Alan Mahood had maybe done something to this guy's family.
Yeah.
And he was just shouting out about him the whole game. Like the whole game. I think we lost 3-1. Paul DiGiacomo scored or something. And it got to the 80th minute, and he's ran out of stuff right by this point. And he gave my favourite shout at a football game. He went, Mahood, you're in negative equity. And there's a big pause where everyone looked at him and he went, you cunt.
That's brilliant. I was always, for me, there's only one. Don't you wish your right back was Chad Dewey?
Chad Dewey.
I think that takes a lot to beat.
Who was it? Was it Bridges? Kim Bridges who met Nicole Scherzinger and he was telling that song?
And she just looked at him like he's a fucking fish started talking apparently.
Next up, the SWPL. Last year's finish was one of the most exciting finishes you can get. You had Hibs, Rangers, Celtic, and Glasgow City. Rangers eventually fell out of it. Hibs pipped Celtic to the title. They've since gone on and lost in the Women's Champions League to Inter Milan. Hibs against Inter Milan just doesn't feel fair, does it?
Seems like one of the fixtures you see on a Wikipedia page at 2 a.m. because you've scrolled down to games they played in 1948.
Yeah. What's your personal Wikipedia search preference? What do you like going to?
Oh, I'll go on to I've been on Henrico Jamas more times than I would care to admit.
That's such a niche Estonian footballer. I just love going to wrestlers and going to personal life / controversies. That's what I love. Straight down there. You'd be like, oh, it's so good. Footballer wise, I love going to like the old Chinese teams or lower league English team and try to find the Scottish connection. Like, it's kind of stuff you do when you're bored on a train, isn't it? Just absolute losers. With the SWPL, obviously there's movement in the summer. Joe Ross left Rangers. Leanne Crichton came in. Do you think pundits can make good managers?
No, I think they talk a good game, but it's so much easier to just like
literally.
Yeah,
That's the
like,
job.
yeah. I think it's so much easier to just like. I mean, we're sitting criticising athletes. I've spilt my breakfast on my jeans earlier.
What would your management style be? Would you be hairdryer treatment? Would you want to be one of the boys? What would you want to do?
Oh no, I'd be just all out heavy metal football, gegenpress, screaming at people, just days off if you win, hat tricks, bonuses, all that sort
You
of thing.
Xabi Alonsoing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, fuck it, no. Imagine you turn up to an amateur game, the guy's like, right, we're going to press all game. You're like, I've just done my hammy. I'll see you later, mate. Not at all. This year, with some nice movement leagues, Hibs actually did really well to keep two strikers.
But they've got that Hibs curse though that the men's team face as well, that they now won't win a single thing for the next 100 years.
Do you think so? Well, Grant Scott's done a great job. You get Ailey Adams and Kathleen McGovern, who I think one or both of them have now made Scotland debuts. They've kind of kept the core of the stuff. I did some work with the Hibs women team, and you were finding out like the goalie's also like a qualified Mia Schumacher. What is she? Is she a lawyer? Something like that. You're just like, the women's footballers are so much more talented than any of the men's.
100%. Imagine like having to get any like striker. Imagine you turned up to a court appearance, you looked to your side, and Lauren Shanklin was there. Being like, my defendant, you'd be like, I'm going to jail.
Yeah. This year the league's not as tight. Hibs are slightly far behind. I think Europe's taken an effect on it. Rangers and Celtic started pretty well. Glasgow City's a team I always have a big soft spot for, because when you look at it, they are not affiliated to any team.
Yeah.
They're their own team. They won the league tons of years in a row. They've had amazing name players like Priscilla Chinchilla, which is just amazing. They signed Abby Harrison up from Bristol City. And she was actually at Celtic for a bit and then come in there. Hayley Lauder's been there for so long. I think she just got appointed captain. I've filmed some stuff with a few of these teams, and the Glasgow City management team and players always seem the most normal.
Yeah.
Because the Rangers manager at the time, not Joe Ross before her, was always talking to me. It was like brogues. He was talking to me about the football club, whereas it just seemed like more cool.
They can do their own thing. There's no that pressure.
Yeah, the Glasgow City strip this year is great. And what was this? I was reading about this. The Edinburgh Uni study shows a fifth of the SWPL crowds have doubled. More than 2 million people watched SWPL games on TV and streaming last season, and 83% of fans said they were highly satisfied by the match experience. Have you been to many games of them?
No, I
We should go.
100%.
Would you want to go to Celtic, or would you want to go to a better team?
I watch Celtic every week. I'd rather go see somebody different.
So Thistle up at Peters Hill was always good. You had Brian Graham, who was our player at the time, managing the women's team. I've been to a few of those games. I've been to a few of the Scotland games. I love it. I think what you get in these games is you get people who don't look like normal football fans. It'd be like Alexander Patel looking at you in China. Like, it's that kind of vibe where it's way more inclusive, it feels. And it definitely looks like it's going to go. You've had Glasgow City getting to, like, I think Champions League quarter-final maybe about 6, 7, 8 years ago. I think they lost to an Icelandic team, or maybe Arsenal. And it's something that frustrates me actually when you look at the Scotland women's team right now, but how we're not qualifying for a major tournament. Pedro Martinez Losa, do you know how you get someone that just fails to achieve?
Yeah.
Like, it was definitely him, because our centre mid in the last tournament, you had a Chelsea player, you had a Real Madrid player, and you had a Bayern Munich player.
That's like,
how are we not qualifying for tournaments? How are we not qualifying? I was interviewing one of the players once, and I'd made them cry in a previous interview because they'd missed a penalty, and I had to ask them about it after the game, and they got upset about it. And
immediately after, another game. Oh,
right,
God.
yeah. And pretty much in the tunnel. And after
That's awful.
I was doing my fucking job.
Imagine you bombed a gig though, and someone's like, "Ray, tell us about your callback there that didn't work."
I'd be fine.
You'd be greeting as well.
I'm not the one who did it. And then one of the other players, Emma McCandy, brilliant defender, I think is just retired. She comes in and she goes, right, bear in mind this is like cameras in front of people, don't know this. It was a different company I was working for this time. She walks in and says in front of all the crew, she went, "If you make her cry again, I'll fucking batter you." And they were like, "Why did you make a footballer cry?" Like, it just looked like the biggest dick possible. So do you think the Hibs curse is real? Do you think they won't go on and do it?
I do think it's real. I think especially if they're playing in Europe this season as well.
Well, they're out now.
Are they out?
Out.
Just
out
shows you
now.
how much I know.
Yeah, they're out now. Inter Milan knocked them out. So who's your money on for just now? We'll come back. We'll check up on this. But who are you going for? Rangers, Celtic, or Glasgow City, or Hibs? That's your 4. Motherwell might sneak in there, but I think that's doubtful.
I'll go. I can't pick Celtic.
Why do you can pick Celtic if you want?
Celtic or Glasgow City. Either the one of the two.
I thought there was
wonder
only.
why I came to that conclusion.
I thought there was only you only liked it when there's 2 clubs in Glasgow.
No, there's room for the women's game in the Grove here. More than 2 million people have watched the games on TV. I think we do. We've got an appetite for football here. When you look at the per capita, how many Scottish people actually go to games and stuff like that. So I don't see why there's absolutely no reason why the women's game shouldn't be growing and stuff like that. Like, especially as people get more disenfranchised with the men's side of the game as well.
They do clever things like putting the Rangers Celtic games on a Monday night during the international break. So Sky Sports will pick them up and stuff like that. You can always get it at BBC Alba. So yeah, let's try take you to your first women's game then.
100%, I'm up for it.
Are you wanting to go to a youth women's game or an adult?
No, we'll probably just stick adult. It's probably best for the branding and stuff like that.
Yeah. And also the restrictions.
Yeah.
Next up, the Scottish Premiership, Jack. Your baby.
The big boys.
Is it the big boys?
I mean, I think Championship's probably more competitive this season.
No, will you say that? The time we're recording, Hearts are 2 points clear.
I know.
Rangers are what, 9th or 10th? Are you enjoying that?
Aye, it's weird. Like, I'm enjoying it, but I feel like there's something.
Do you miss it as like a breakup?
A wee bit, aye. Like, a lot of Celtic fans won't admit this, but it's so much better when both teams are competing.
But you can admit that because you're a Clyde fan now.
Oh, massive.
Yeah.
Clyde. Billy Wee, come on.
Billy Wee, come on.
Said that like there's someone behind the camera with a gun to me. Big Clyde just being like, we're getting new support one by one here.
Crisis.
Yeah.
Ready to come in.
I do, like, it's weird, man. Like, I remember seeing a tweet that the Livingston page had a wee dig. They put out saying Rangers dragged themselves out of the relegation battle. And I was like, that seems like AI or something. Like, what sort of, like, if you showed somebody that, like.
That's good though when Livy are championing. I used to have a football podcast years ago. Sorry to cheat on you. And we lost to Livy in the playoff. And the person that I did the podcast with, Stephen, messaged me going, sit in the stand and cry. Be very good for our numbers. that was the mentality. I was trying to force one out. Nothing.
Cutting an onion.
What that I take to the football. Okay, I can't go anywhere without my lucky onion. Let's work down the league table because we got Hearts in first place just now.
Yeah, that's wild. Like, we've a producer here's a Hearts fan, and
why do you think we're starting with Hearts?
He's been skipping about with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
So it must be class being a Hearts fan now because you've got
it won't last.
the bright. No, I'm optimistic for them.
Were you thinking the Jamestown Tony Bloom stuff?
I think that comes in because they had Union SG as well, didn't they?
Yep.
So and then they got a player for there as well. That.
Yeah, they was it Kabori?
Yeah.
They lost. Usually lost 4-0 to Newcastle last night, so not all going so well for them. But we look at Hearts. What's interesting is they've not even mentioned the fact that James Penrith, who was one of their best players, got sold for what, £2 million last year because they already had a ready-made replacement in Harry Milne. They signed him from Thistle, and he was great. And he's the kind of guy I love. He's worked his way up. He was at Cove.
Yeah.
He's been part-time. He worked in bars, and then he's now 26, 27. Playing brilliantly for Hearts. They've recruited really, really well. But what's interesting is the best recruitment they've done is bringing in Derek McInnes.
I know.
Because when you look at Neil Critchley last year, do you know who Neil Critchley was when he was appointed?
No.
I remember I was coming back from, I was away for the October weeks or wherever I was with my wife, my son. I got that thing. I was doing the radio the next day.
Yeah.
So I was reading the story. I was like, who is that?
Aye.
I genuinely, I was like, was he at Blackpool maybe? It was just such an odd choice. Whereas they've recruited really well, like you were saying with what's the striker called? Braga.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. Like, just like, I think part of his jealousy watching them because obviously being a Celtic. When I was a Celtic fan, like we've just had so much just headaches with signings and stuff like that. So just seeing them like already have ready-made replacements coming in and stuff like that, you're just like sort of watching them through like the the rain on a bus window, just being like, oh, we could have that. But like, do you know what I mean? Like,
if only we could spend some of our £88 million profit, whatever
that
it
is
is.
literally just sitting there gathering dust. I think we just start like up the windfall, make the windfall $1 million. just do stuff mental. If you're not going to buy players, just do mental shit with it. Because even the day, like, I got an email through, they were offering like the whole package to go to like the Kerrydale suite, which is sort of fancy bit at Parkhead, for the Braga game tonight. It was down to like 50 quid.
That's bad. That's
So that
when a
just shows
European game.
How little they've sold for it, man. Which is good. They deserve it, man. Like, you can't just keep like pulling the wool over people's eyes. Like,
the only time I've been in the Kerrydale suite, I did a Q&A with Chris Sutton, and it was the easiest one I've ever done because I was pretending I was John Hart's the whole time. It was so easy. And if you're listening to a podcast, that joke will not make sense, but Google me, and then you go, ha, lol. I thought
I was doing this with John Hartson. What?
I've got a scar. Hearts at the top of the table. Second place, your former team makes you sound like you're a pro. Celtic. I think the question on everyone's lips is, what the fuck is happening there?
I don't honestly. I think see when things are going well, and some people just tend to self-destruct.
Yeah,
like I think that's what we've done. Like we've just sort of. I can't get my head around that. Maybe there's something like they've got a plan to sell off or something like that. I really honestly don't. The more I try and make sense of it, the more it just confuses me.
As someone who's self-employed, to run something at such a profit makes no sense. It's just a tax bill.
I know.
Like when they could be like Kyogo left end of January. So you knew you needed a new striker. So the fact you're bringing in Iheanacho the day after the window shut 7 months later seems insanity.
We've got so lucky the fact that he's been half decent. Like if he couldn't, he never kicked his arse, which a lot of Middlesbrough fans were claiming that he couldn't do.
And Sevilla fans,
Aye, pretty much.
But
everyone post Leicester, but
the interesting bit was like Maeda. It came out Hugh Keevins was reporting that he was going to leave. He'd cleared his locker. He doesn't seem interested. Celtic been crying out for wingers. The fact that James Forrest and Tony Ralston, no disrespect to either of them, but are both starting at the start of the league.
I'm 27 years of age. I should not be watching James Forrest come off the bench and start for Celtic.
He was his 16th or something. Yeah, so since you've seen him since before you had puberty.
I didn't know a world before James Forrest. And I'm like, what's going on here?
That is wild.
The Ralston one I can get, like squad player rotation and stuff.
But now
like
you
that.
get Kobe Donovan coming through, who looks a good player.
Looks good.
And then you get Tierney on the other side, who is now able to last 80 plus minutes.
I loved him. I loved him when he was like first at Celtic, but I just don't think that signing was it. I
think it's a great signing.
I don't know, man.
On a free,
free obviously, but like
he's not in your top two highest earners either.
Is he not?
He's taken a huge wage cut to come back to Celtic.
Oh, I'll just shut my mouth then. I didn't know
he's come back in. I think he's made his money at Arsenal, and he obviously didn't enjoy the kind of injuries down there, so he wanted to come home. He is, on his day, probably one of the best players in the top flight, easy. He's a £25 million player. You forget you've got Jota to come back.
Yeah, that'll feel like a new signing as well.
That's what, January, February time coming in. But even guys like, what's the winger called? Yang.
Yeah.
He was meant to be going to Birmingham on transfer deadline day. That didn't happen. Now he's starting in European games. It just seems like no one knows what's happening.
I think there's obviously something behind the scenes that we just don't know. Maybe managers fell out with the board or other way about. But
and even like Nigrin,
he's away as well. I think everyone knows that he's off ski.
The amount of times he is putting on a Friday press conference saying, if I'm not backed, well, you know what happens to managers there. You're like, yeah, I think he is one loss away from texting Leicester just saying you up. Yeah. Like, is that kind of... He's on his way
he's liking their Instagram stories at like 3 in the morning and all that. Like,
fucking
hot eye emojis and all that.
Buzzing he's been added to close friends at Brentford. Like, really, really excited to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, there's a high profile sitting down south and he just jumps ship.
Yeah,
how could you even blame him? My only hope there is Nottingham Forest do so poorly that we can just get Ange back. But I'm drinking the Kool-Aid there.
Not won any of his first 4, so
I know he's his second season, but he might not even get there.
Yeah, I know.
He'll get a Carabao or something like that and then leave. Like they'll be wanting to build statues.
I think they're out. They're out of that already.
Aye, they're fucked in.
Yeah, he lost one of his first games. You look down into there. So usually at this point, if we talked about the top 2, you'd maybe moving into your Hearts, your Hibs. We've not even got into Rangers yet. Third place, Dundee United. What a job Jim Goodwin's doing.
I like Jim Goodwin, man.
He got a lot of criticism in the first European game they played, that team from Luxembourg, when they had no Scottish players in the starting 11. Do you think that is a big thing in Scottish football? Do you think that needs to be a starting? You need to have a Scottish player in your team?
I think they do. They do it with like the development of the talent, don't they? So if you've developed in Scotland,
Yeah.
I agree with that. But like, it's if I'm a fan of the team, I just want the 11 best players on the pitch. I'm not going to get pure Brexit about it. If that's like 10 players that are from the UK, great.
Yeah.
If it's no, I'd like whoever is the best, get them on. Like, but also it's
So that's the only view you don't share with Nigel Farage.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
yeah, that's exactly. Who does he even support? It's got to be Millwall. I've not googled it, but it has to be Millwall.
No, it'll be something like, it'll be worse. Who would he go?
I see him pure so like attaching to like a pure like.
It'll be West Ham. It'll be West Ham. It'll be something like that. He'll be like, I'm a Cockney geezer.
I would be, wouldn't it?
Or who's just
Chelsea.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
can see him just for lighting the fans. No, not the
Yeah.
actual. He'd be like, we play football.
Shoving people off trains. Yeah, it could be. When you look at United last year, I think, what is it, something like they signed 16, 17 players.
Yeah.
Sam Dalby, who was the second top scorer in the league last year behind Maida, obviously gone away, went back to Wrexham. They brought in Zach Sapsford and Max Waters, a couple other players, Dolchek. The recruitment policy there seems to be unbelievable to get these players in that none of us have ever heard of and do it. Where do you think Celtic should be shopping in those windows in? Do you think they should be going further afield
I think
instead of just Asia?
Aye, we got lucky once or twice there and we just started rubbing our hands and we keep going back to that sort of expecting to get the same results. But the same way, honestly at this point I would just go and try and rip off Brighton and whatever Hearts are doing and just try and poach whoever's dealing with their recruitment at this point.
So can you name the other unbeaten team in the league? You've got Celtic, you've got Hearts.
Oh, I don't want to look at the paper. Is it Dundee?
Motherwell.
Motherwell.
So Motherwell have played 6 games, drawn the first 5, and won their next one. Motherwell, new manager, Jens Bertel Askew, who's, I believe, from the Faroe Islands, coming in. They're meant to be playing a really exciting brand of football. I've seen them in the telly. I've not seen them on the pitch.
I must say, I've just seen highlights this
so
season
far.
so far. I want to try and get it.
Do you think the style of football matters?
Aye, I think especially for the fans watching it, because even although Celtic are top 2, it's dire. Like, it's so boring. I would much rather.
Was that the Ronnie Dowie at times, or?
Oh no, like I would much rather see decent football.
Would you?
Personally, yeah, because like Celtic, especially as a Celtic fan, a reformed Celtic fan, you're always expected to win.
Yeah.
So like, just try and make it up. So I don't want to drive toothpicks through my eyes in the first 90 minutes.
I think I would take shite football if we're also bringing through young players. Because I think there's nothing better than one of your own coming through. Thistle right now, we've got Ben Stanley, Aidan Fitzpatrick, guys who have come through the youth system. And that, I always love watching that.
Yeah.
It just makes you back. I mean, you'll have Cal McGregor,
Yeah.
James Forrest, your stepdad, like people coming through. I think that's just part of the grounding. If we're going to talk Scottish Premiership, Livy and Falkirk came up last season.
Livy, by the way, see when I'd watched when I'd seen I got a notification through for like one of the live score apps, and it just said Livingston 1-0, Mo Silla. I was like, a fucking time jump or something that was happening here.
Or they're buying strikers off Timu. Fuck, we thought we were getting Salah. What is happening? I saw Momo Salah once at Victoria Park in Glasgow, and he was driving a Volkswagen Polo.
Is that
whilst at Celtic?
Is that the maddest?
I once saw Bobo Baldi in Morrison's, and all he had in his basket was like 18 tins of sweet corn. I think that was the first part of his shot, but that's all I saw.
That's the green giant. Mine's I bumped into Colo Toure at the Shell garage at Old Inns.
When you say bumped in, you stopping to chat?
Aye, but he couldn't understand all words I was saying. I was like, "What's happening, Colo, my man?" And like shook his hand and got a photo. Got a photo with him, and I had a baldy at the time, so I looked like physically like no well, just standing.
Make a wish.
It looked like I got to meet him because I didn't have long left. And they were like,
in a
look,
fucking petrol station.
at a petrol station in Cumbernauld. I was
Shout
like,
out
what, so
Cumbernauld.
apparently he stayed in like, I think he stayed in Bridge of Allen,
Okay.
and he used to commute, but then he would go to the mosque in Cumbernauld.
Right.
So it turned out it was perfectly reasonable why he was there.
Why he was there,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know any of that. I was just like, what the fuck? The Invincibles just come to, please, getting a Lucozade, a bag of squashes. Like,
Colo loves his sugar. Loves his sugar.
I also love when he first came to Celtic and they were like, oh, what's your favourite football chant? He just started singing Whitney Houston.
Did he?
It was like, it was like, they were like, oh, what's your favourite song? Like, meaning like, they were trying to goad him into Colo, doing that whole thing. And he was just like, oh, Whitney Houston. That's amazing.
Let's find that clip. Find that clip, put it in.
The best song, don't laugh. Okay, I like Whitney Houston.
I think when you go, we've seen Livy, Falkirk, they've come up. They're having better seasons than two clubs we have to chat about. First of all, Rangers, Russell Martin come in. Some of the finest booing I've heard at football games in a long, long time. One of our producers is a Rangers fan. I believe that. I know this looks low budget, but we do have two fucking producers. That is bad. Yeah.
Playing a 2-2-2 in this.
Everything that's happening there, from even things like signing you on Chimtite for £8 million when Czerny and Sima are both available for £4.5 million from the previous two seasons. It just seems like the whole place is a shambles just now.
I think it's honestly quite similar to Celtic, but like the other way, they've
Much
just threw
worse.
money at it.
Much worse. Ross, who's the director they got from Everton? Thirlwell. Have you seen the news today?
No.
He's just appointed his son as chief scout.
Oh yeah, sorry, I had actually seen this.
Absolute nepo baby's a 26-year-old
come on.
scout. He's
I
like,
seen that because there was like somebody's obviously like, because Celtic and Rangers fans are dead. They'll just like scour everything on the internet and all that. Somebody pulled up his LinkedIn and he was like a Wolf scout at like 18 or something. Like that.
be so class to be a nepo baby, man.
I know.
So he's you've got Rangers there. They want to play it from the back, but also can't play at the back, which is a very bad combination. Jack Butland has saved them numerous times.
Aye.
There was incredible stats, like, what was it, the first 6 games, including the Panathinaikos, which was good results, they conceded 90 shots in like 6 games. It was averaging 15, 16 shots a game.
That's like FIFA at that point. That's mental.
That's you'd rage quit if that's happening. Like, it's wild what's happening there. I think when you look at them, do you think he's going to last?
Nah, I think they're sort of kicking the can down the road because, like, if you look at the pool of managers that are available now, especially that would take a chance on something like Rangers. I know there was some murmurings about Steven Gerrard coming back after Saudi. I honestly don't know. I don't know what they need. I think similar to us, they need to sort of. I know they've just got the new San Francisco money in there.
Yeah.
The 49ers. I think they'll continue to just throw more at that, but I think
They
until
can.
you- I
They
think
can
until
keep
you
doing
s-
it.
I think until you sort the management out, like
He
was there not he was asked to bring in someone as his number 2 and he knocked them back.
Who?
Martin.
Oh, was it the guy that was already there? The guy that they
Aye.
brought in? I can't remember his name. Yeah, Algerian guy.
Stuff like that. Like, I honestly think Barry Ferguson was doing a better job.
I know for a fact that Steven Gerrard was not on the short list for the manager's job
No.
in the most recent time. He was on the long list, but he wasn't. Someone told me the candidates that were on it, and Russell Martin seemed okay, but there was others that I thought were actually better, and they didn't go for them. So I wonder if they do. I'll write them down because someone told me in very strict confidence. I say strict confidence after 6 pints, and then he said the deal was I can tell people, but I'm not allowed to talk about it on media.
Right.
So which is fair. So it doesn't mean you can't, but
very
we'll
true.
say that. So yeah, so it's
Craig Levine, no way, man.
I love Craig Levine
I love
so
him as well,
much.
man.
Let's get him
He'd be
in.
my dream guest, I think. Him or Jason Cummins. Just because,
That's your 2.
Aye, just Scottish football wise, that's my 2. Just because I've heard them on other stuff, and I
I'd
know
want-
for a fact they're a good partner.
McGinn
Yeah.
and Steve Clark.
Just because I admire what he's done, I can't.
Only a few times I've made Steve Clark smile, chatting about Homes Under the Hammer.
No, I take that back. He sounds like he'd be a phenomenal guest.
One time we were doing a promo thing, we were getting our picture taken, and he stood 2 steps above me, so he looked taller. Like, I did the SFA Christmas party, and doing a gig at it, like corporate. And I went, Steve, are you going to stay for my set? And he went, no. And just left. Stephen Reid, the assistant manager at the time, stayed and enjoyed him. Shelley Kerr, the women's manager at the time, enjoyed it. Steve Clark, fucking halfway home already because he's going to watch Dion on the telly.
I mind he was in the just when he gets sacked facing Johnston.
Levine?
Was it?
No, Steve Clark or Levine?
Levine, sorry, Levine.
Oh, Levine,
sorry.
yeah, St Johnson, yeah,
when he
Johnson.
I was doing a gig in here at the Monkey Barrel, just literally just in the room next to us.
Yeah.
And Mark Jennings was on, phenomenal comedian, and he clocked it. He got talking to a guy. Turned out he was like a board member of St Johnston, and he's just sacked him the day before, and he was talking about like sacked in the morning and all that. And I went on and was demanding that the guy owed me 40 quid because Hasselbank done me out of coupon like 10 years ago. So you owe me money.
Nigel Hasselbank. I've not thought of him in so long, man. If we're going bad teams, Aberdeen.
Aye.
No wins. No goals.
That cup victories really they've still got the hangover for that. They're still cruising off of that.
I believe it's 5 wins out of 29 or 30 games in the league. It's since that run they went on, it's awful, isn't it? Absolutely awful.
Would you think it's just like a boxer just done the load in the early rounds and they've just sort of punch drunk, or would you think it is?
Yeah, I think it's. I'm from players that I've spoke to when they were up there. They said the atmosphere was incredible, and you forget last season. See that unbeaten run. That was also when they had Duke on strike, and then they brought him back in, integrated it. His man management was fucking amazing. And then they lost a couple of games, and then it just seems to have gone. He keeps changing his formation. He keeps deciding whether it's like Nielsen, Shinnie, both of them, neither of them playing the sitting mid. They've recruited pretty well. Jesper Karlsson, Stuart Armstrong, Kevin Nisbet.
They got Armstrong a free, didn't they?
Yeah. So many different good players coming in. The guy, what's he called? They signed him from, I've got it written down somewhere, they signed him from AC Milan, Markovic or something like that, Bilalovic. They've brought in tons of good players, but it just seems like it cannot work out. And Yengi, the striker they've signed, looks like he cannot control a ball.
Mad.
I saw him play for Cambridge last season, the season before.
What game was that?
Cambridge against, it was the boat race. And no, I thought that was a good joke, but you believe that Cambridge against Oxford.
I know. I just bit. I was like, all right. I know. Halfway through that's I've been done here. I'm sinking. I'm like,
that's how they lose. And he held the ball up really well, but that was it. And to build your whole team around him just seems madness. I think he will go. I really do think.
Yeah.
You get director of football leaving. Jimmy Tilleen, he's not got long left there, I think. I don't see how he can turn it around.
I don't think they'll get relegated. But the bottom of the table's mental for in terms of who. Honestly, I think anyone could get relegated, but I don't think Aberdeen will.
You've got Livy and Falkirk in there who probably have the 2 lowest budgets. Falkirk only signed, 3 or 4 players? He signed a couple on loan, Ethan Williams, but it's madness the fact that Falkirk and Livy have made better starts this season than Aberdeen, who signed players for 800 grand.
Yeah,
they've spent so much money on wingers over the past few years.
I think the best way to sum up the top flight the start of this season is the football gods have been mad with it. Like it's insane. The fact that Aberdeen and Rangers are that far down.
It's good though, isn't it?
It's good. It's good for like neutrals like myself, being a big Clyde fan. It's good for that. Like, don't get me wrong. I just obviously I want Celtic to win the league. I'm not going to come on here and be like, I hate the board so much. I hope Hearts win it.
Yeah.
But I do hope they get a fright.
Do you think Hearts are genuine contenders?
Again, I keep hanging on about January. Ask me again in January. Let's see how they get on over like for out Christmas and stuff like that. And let's see who they bring in, because it's momentum, innit? It's all momentum, and they're flying, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
It depends how they'll get on against. Not even necessarily the Glasgow teams, see like the awkward ones, like if they've got like a Livingston midweek or something like that. It's if they can like cruise at a 1-0 there and shit like that. Like
Yeah.
I think that'll be where their league goes well or not.
Can you imagine Derek McInnes and his team talk saying, lads, we just need to cruise out a 1-0 or shit like that.
What about yourself? Who do you see winning it? Who do you see going down?
I think Celtic will win it.
Are you that confident? Are you like
I think
definite?
Celtic, yeah. I think the fact that they've got a decent squad depth. I think Hearts will push. And also Hearts don't have European football, Celtic do. So I think once that kind of ekes out, and I do actually think, see in January, if Celtic aren't that clear, I think the money will be spent. I think it has to be.
I don't know what that can go one way or the other though.
The Champions League potential money is too valuable to not have it this year. To then go, I can see players going though. I can see if someone like Maida and things like that go off the boil. They sold Kyogo after he scored in an Old Firm game, which seemed mental to me at the time, without bringing in a replacement. That relying a lot on Maida, Johnny Kenny, and
we're like a Maida injury. I know he's not been as good, but we're like a big
because he's versatile as well. Who's young guy you signed from Fulham? Osmond Ormond or something like that. So you get him and Shin. That's the striking options behind Iheanacho. It's weak. And it might not be. Johnny Kenny scored a lot in the Conference League last season for.
There's something going on there. I don't know. There's some sort of like fraud or something getting done with him. I don't understand
why he's not playing or
why he's not playing. I don't get it at all.
It'd be one of those. Certain teams over the years have had players. Yanis Hadji last year didn't play for Rangers for a lot of time because if he played an extra game, he was owed X amount of money. Football, you forget it's a money game.
I was doing conspiracies about how that's why Shanklin never got called up as well. I was wondering if he maybe got a call up for the national team, he got a big bonus or something like that.
Well, no, it wouldn't work like that. Nah, it wouldn't.
I've got no idea.
It
how
would
any
be
of them...
capped.
Right.
You'd have to be capped. Right. Be X amount of caps to put a clause in the contract for a 2-year deal. 2 months later, if he gets called up, you get bankrupted. Would be fucking awful business.
Yeah, true.
It would be terrible. No, with the Scotland squad,
worse than the Ronaldinho clause that allowed him to go out partying like 3 nights of the week.
That's a good clause. That's a good clause. I've got that in this podcast, so that's pretty good. So I'm allowed 2 beers. It's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I can't have them in the same day, but it will be fun. If you're a footballer, what kind of weird clauses would you ask for?
You hear some of the Saudi teams giving mental ones like flying family.
A jet, you can go from Bahrain, live in Bahrain and travel over.
Stuff like that would be alright. I wouldn't mind that. Like,
what would you ask for a jet from Cumbernauld to Glasgow?
Cumbernauld Airport.
Is there a Cumbernauld Airport?
There's a Cumbernauld Airport.
That is an oxymoron if I've ever heard one.
I think it's just like we need to get out of here so quickly. What's the best way to do that? We've already got a bus, train stations, airport.
The foot golf in Cumbernauld is very good.
Aye, it's class.
Have you played?
Aye. That would be alright content, by the way.
The first time I played, I was 1 or 2 shots off a course record.
No, you won.
And I was like, I could go professional at this. 100%. Next time I played, 38 shots off a course record. Turns out I just got really lucky that first time. Do you know where you get the bounces and things are going in?
Just rolls in and that.
I love it. We do stag do's. We were away. We played foot golf. It's just fucking class.
It's good, isn't it? It's because it's like
good for asthmatics. You can walk.
Aye, exactly. It's like golf, but without having to be a wank that plays golf. Do you know what I mean?
One time we were playing there, B-man from my football team was absolutely mad with it, and they don't have it anymore, but there used to be a hole that you had to kick a ball up a hill, and he shot a 44 on one hole.
Aye, that was
just not even letting it roll back down every time. Just
he's doing like C4 Villa free kicks where the centre backs having to take them and like goal kicks. Sorry, like
yeah, a goalie kicked it onto the fucking golf course. You're like, this is why we don't win games, Baz. This is what happens. So to recap, we got the league there. We'll move on quickly because you did mention Lauren Shankland into the Scotland squad.
I like him. I do. I like. I know obviously.
Would you play? So because as we were talking about it just before we started, producer Ewan, big Hearts fan, saying he's surprised he wasn't called up. I think when you look at the squad, Kieran Bowie didn't get a minute in the last game, and he's the exciting future one. George Hurst scored against Liechtenstein. And then you've got Dykes, who was brilliant against Denmark.
Dykes, yeah.
Brilliant. Does his big shop in the M&S garage.
Really?
Yep.
I love him even more.
And
how's that even possible?
He's told me it twice.
Surely they're getting like. Surely he's got like chefs or something like that.
He told me once. I don't know. He told me once that he goes there because Steve Clark lives near him and goes to the other supermarket, so he's scared of meeting him. So he goes there.
Aye.
I don't know how true that bit is, but he tells he does the big shop.
Doritos and all that.
Ryan Porteous just talked to me one time about how much his, I think it's girlfriend or fiance, loves wafer thin ham.
Nice
like that's all he talked about. And now he's at LA. He was someone I thought might get called up to the squad. He's getting good reviews out playing for LAFC in front of Hugo Lloris and behind Heung-min Son.
Yeah, he's landed on his feet, that boy there,
absolutely.
Isn't he?
So I thought he might get called up. The first 2 games, the 0-0 against Denmark, we were so good. Aaron Hickey makes such a difference, doesn't he?
Hickey's he's phenomenal. The only thing I loved the Denmark game, right, just because it was good getting a result away from home against a team that's, let's be honest, that was probably the hardest fixture in that group.
Yeah.
But what had shafted me is the 2 previous games I'd watched and sat in the pub and watched them in its entirety with my pals were the both Almaty games against Celtic. So I went through 3 full games of football.
No.
0-0. And I was like, I don't even remember what it's like to celebrate anymore.
Welcome to Clyde.
But like going forward, I think that we'll look back on that result and realise it was a lot bigger than what it was at the time.
Yeah. I think John Suter was excellent. And Grant Hanley, a guy who Hibs signed, we mentioned Hibs. I couldn't believe he was starting again. And then you saw in that game what he can do. And then interestingly, the next game, Scott McKenna came in because he's a better ball player. I just think, we look good. I was over in Naples recently.
How was that?
Class. It was during the summer, so there was no games on. But Scott McTominay is God. Like, we're talking, you're walking down the street, there's a cardboard cutout of him.
Really?
There's a mural of him. My son is 6 years old. He's a big football fan. And in Naples is the best knockoff football strip city I've ever been to. So I went to get him a McTominay strip. So in the one official Napoli shop, it's 115 euros. I would say 300 other shops you walk by will sell it for 10 euros, the knockoff one.
So good,
decent eye.
You can never tell unless.
So I bought him a Batistuta Fiorentina one, an I spent 60 years. An R9, a Maradona top he requested. I wanted to get the Boca Juniors one, but he wanted the Napoli one. A McTominay strip, a Lamine Yamal one because he's a young kid. He likes them. So I got some classics that I wanted when I was a kid, but I couldn't have got. But McTominay, and I was buying McTominay strip, and the guy was like, "Why McTominay?" I was like, "I'm Scottish," and he was like, "Scotland," and they call him McFratma over there.
What's that mean?
McBro, because they think he's like the jock British bro.
He's got that sort of jaw. I can see that there. Sort of chin,
interestingly, really hard to get a Gilmore strip. Really hard to get a Gilmore strip. Walking around.
Think he's sort of about Robin to his Batman, can I imagine they just hang about all the time. They might not, but like.
Well, I don't know. I think McTominay could hang out with Lukaku.
Oh yeah.
They just playing fucking paddle, like pickleball and that, like enjoying themselves. McTominay goes to Wimbledon and all that. He's right into that kind of thing. I just think he's so good. You get Gilmore, McGinn, Lewis Ferguson. We got such a strong squad. Would you have added anyone in? Would you have kept Ralston? Would you have chucked Donovan in to try him out?
I would have, but I think that's probably just give the guy a chance kind of thing more than anything. I do like Ralston as well, but
it's not the way Steve Clark works. He works at like a club team.
Yeah.
And it's you can see that where he's really good. So I remember after Euros 2021, there were certain players that had done their time and they were just going Andy Considine, Declan Gallagher, players like that, and he was like, right, you move on, we're bringing in the next generation. And then last time it was Ben Doak coming in, Kieran Bowie. It just seems to be cyclical. So hopefully we can get results in these next 2 games because we really need it.
When is it? Sunday?
Thursday and Sunday. So we play Thursday, Greece, and then Sunday against Belarus, both at home. Still tickets available, which is surprising.
You got a discount code there?
No, I was going to. Still tickets available. I'm filming a promo thing for them tomorrow, so yes, maybe. So maybe, do that.
I'm looking forward to them, man. I'll definitely watch them. It was just this.
Do you go to Scotland games?
When I was younger, I've not been just since we've been good. I've sort of served my time.
Done my time served.
I remember going to watch a friendly against America because they gave out free tickets to the
Scott
school.
Brown scored?
I think so.
I think we won 1-0 or drew. I remember that was one of Scott Brown's debut games.
No.
Oh, was it later on?
It was a friendly. It was just, and they gave out free tickets. I think that was probably the last time I went.
For a freebie?
Aye.
Saying that, I've not bought a ticket in a while, actually, so can't call you anything.
But I'm more worried about the Belarus game, to be honest. I just think we've got...
You worried about Putin?
Aye. It might kick off. Maybe a stramash.
That's how the game starts.
Stramash that descends into a geopolitical nightmare.
That would be very Scotland, wouldn't it?
Aye.
Very Scotland. Yeah, so that was the first episode of Across the Tiers. We're going to be back monthly. Myself and Jack doing a recap of all things Scottish football. We'll be talking then. If you want to get in touch, put the social handles on the screen now. Message us, send us a question. We can start with that. And what I think would be nice each month, Jack, is if we're rounding up, is I want you to look straight down that camera and just tell us one of your biggest fears in life.
One of my biggest fears in life is probably my child supporting Partick Thistle.
Oh, weirdly, mine too. Thanks for listening. Get in touch. This is the first episode. Like we said, we'll be out monthly. Send us messages. And if you've got a team or a game suggestion you'd like us to come out and do, one of us is busier than the other, so Jack will come. And
I'll be there.
go see it. It's very much big work experience vibes. You can go about and do that. And just quickly, Jack, the anecdote before we started. Where did you do your work experience and who bullied you?
I done my work experience at Celtic because my mum, used to cut.
Why did you correct yourself there with more?
I just panicked. I've also said the C word like 3 times on here as well.
We forgot about our big international viewers.
Just for any of the Napoli fans that have picked up on this because we mentioned McTominay, McBro, sorry. I done my mother cut. I've done my mother. My mother cut a guy that worked at the charities here, ex-wife. So she was
Your
like,
mum's a hairdresser?
you know.
That's a fucking ready.
We fell out. No, she died 6 years ago. No. That's horrible. I done my work experience at with the Celtic Charity Foundation, and on the Friday, it's like my big present. They took me up to Lennoxtown to meet the team.
That's cool.
And Lennon was the manager at the time, and I had wore like
give you a tin of snus.
Get that in you, wee man. I had. Do you want to go to bed tenants in Byers Road after this? No. And they were like doing loads of signing stuff for the charity, and like I was just like meeting all the players. Got me Lennon to sign my ticket for the one they beat Barca and stuff like that. And it was class, man. But I was meeting some of the players, talking to Scott Brown. He was sound. Every single one of them commented on my suit because I had like my brother's suit on. It was like. You know.
Is he older or younger?
Oh, he's older.
Right,
he's shorter.
I thought it was like a really tight.
Oh no, it was like it was awful. Right? It was like this horrible shiny grey. Like it was
Burton.
I'll got to have been.
Yeah.
Has to have been. And it wasn't our River Island. I'm telling you that right now.
I forgot that's the pinnacle of suits.
And Berham Kyle was just slaughtering me. Like absolutely, like proper like school bully, like pulling my tie, flick my ears and all that, and like. I couldn't understand a word he was saying either. So I'm glad he's not there anymore. Do you know he got signed because his agent just like chucked his CD into Lennon's car when he was driving at Lennoxtown?
Is that how it works?
I swear to God, like
What do you mean CD?
Like he'd like burnt a Berham Kyle
You put it
top
on.
50 goals like.
He's just put it on. Track 1 is just Colo Tour singing Whitney Houston.
Pots in, pans in, nuts in, bolts in.
Thanks for listening to Across the Tiers. We'll see you in the next one.